Nacho Vegas, and I'm here with a very special guest. He's the owner and the godfather of the Green Door here in Las Vegas.
I appreciate that.
With
Thank
Joey,
you.
yes.
Thank you.
Nice to see you. And I'm here with the GM, also Jason.
Hey, how you doing, dude?
Great. So before we get everything started, I want to thank you for having this club open, because I tell people all the time why I come here is because it's not only that it's an adult social club, but it kind of teaches you how to be open and build confidence.
Right. It gives a comfort area for people that felt a little hesitant, especially when couples that either the husband or the wife aren't sure, but once they get here, they feel the security, how safe it is, how clean it is, and how nice our staff is, that they never leave us. They just keep coming. And I'm glad you said that, because that's what I was hoping you feel like those people feel.
Oh yeah, and over say 10 years that I've been coming here.
Right, 10 years,
yeah. And as far as the cleanliness part and the staff goes, everything's pretty much the same. You guys run a good tight ship, and
tried to do that all these years. 22 years. It'll be in August.
Oh no, 22 years.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All in this location?
I started out in August of '98, 4 buildings down in this commercial center, and as my wife would say, "You're nuts." And I said, "Just give me a little time on this." And I wasn't sure, because I was going to go into the titty business, the adult dance business, and so on and so forth. But I figured there's too many of those clubs, those titty clubs. So we went in for this, and I had 3,000 feet. And I told her by January of '99, if we're in the black and not in the red, as we were in August and September, we're going to continue this program. And I doubled my money per day in January of '99, and the people were coming in so much I had to move, because I couldn't fit them in the 3,000 square foot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when we moved, and it was around 2000 we moved over to this location, 6,000 feet. Then I went to another 6,000, and then now we got 18,000 feet.
Oh wow!
From the 3,000, and everybody from around the world comes here, so it's really great.
Yeah.
Sin City, so
oh yeah.
Comes here.
Well, what I like most about this club, besides all the theme rooms that you guys have, is the big old map. Because I'm always it's like amazing.
I thought of that years ago about that map with the pins, because you get people from all over the world here.
Yeah.
And they put where they're from,
and it changes every month. It isn't obviously the United States, they have their marks, but as far as Europe goes, and
South America, Australia, they come from all over
the place.
And then I'll get calls to do franchises. I've got them from a lot from Canada, South America. I just had a guy who was supposed to come in from Australia. I don't know if he's still going to. And I get a lot from Europe, especially Germany and France. But I think people come here and they get all crazy, and then they forget to call me back. But we'll get it done one of these days.
Yeah.
There's a lot of interest in Green Door franchising, but we're still working on it.
Yeah. Well, the website, the Green Door LV.com.
Yeah, Green Door LV.
It gets a lot of traction.
Oh yeah, we check our Google all the time on the hits, and it's a couple 100,000 all the time.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. When I meet new people, and I enjoy meeting new couples that come in here, or even new even single women that occasionally walks in, or even some guys, and I walk them through it, and I show them around. I like showing them around, explaining the rooms and stuff, and because for myself, I kind of have it broken down to a science, I for the single men, I always tell them it's right place, right time. You don't expect the max, but you're gonna experience good if you just keep an open mind and open book. And as far as couples go, I want them to feel as comfortable as possible.
You must be doing a good job, because I get a lot of people tell me they're really happy right now with the way this club is being run with Jason and Frankie and the whole staff. They just they got everybody in the right spot and keeps everybody happy and safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I kind of like tease all the security here and stuff, because like, you know, they all pretty much see me naked, you know, and so like, because they're there like when things go down, they're there watching it over and all that stuff. But you know, whenever I'm done or I'm finished, I kind of like give them a thumbs up and kind of show them my good stuff, and just to be funny.
It's our own personal social club, so everybody should know everybody.
Yeah.
No, there's no outsiders. Everybody comes to this club. This is their own club. That's why we call it, you're a member when you come to this club.
Right.
It's amazing how fast people like really just click once they walk in the doors.
Right.
They leave their inhibitions outside.
Yeah.
They come in. There's something for everybody.
Right.
Like a lot of places I've been to before, it's very narrow. It's 2 or 3 rooms, and you're just not comfortable.
Yeah.
Here, it's so many rooms. Whatever your fetish, your fantasy, it's here.
Very diversified.
Like, we love to hear feedback. I go through all the emails. Every time someone suggests something, we get together, Joe and I speak about it, and we get it done.
Yeah.
And they come back the next time, and it's always good to say, this is you. You know, it was your idea, so we appreciate it.
And you know, there's a lot of privacy here, especially for the celebrities that come in. And I ain't gonna start mentioning the celebrities, but you know, they love the place. They just don't want to be bothered by people in here. They want to participate with some of the people, but they don't want. They just want time out here, so they don't. You know, so we get a lot of celebrities in that, but they like their anonymity and the privacy here, and that's what we do with them. Some don't. Like Ron Jeremy comes in quite a bit, and he likes to meet everybody, you know, and Lori Lust and a few of the other ones. They when I first started 20 years ago, Marilyn Chambers, who was the star of The Green Door, XXX film back in 1972 or 3, she came in here, and she called me at a blues bar here in town. And she says, "Oh, you own the door?" I says, "Yeah." And she says, "Can I go see it with you?" I says, "Sure." So she came in and signed a T-shirt for me, and God rest her soul, she's passed since, but she was such a sweetheart and gave me so much encouragement. Yeah. Of how likable a lot of these, especially the porn people, celebrities are just good people. Yeah. Yeah, just made me feel good, you know.
Yeah, I definitely met a lot of porn stars that come in through here, and
heavyweight stars come in here too, but again, we're not going to start naming names, but they know they're comfortable here, and they know they're safe here. They know no one's going to jump on them or anything, and if they want to be alone, they can go one of our private rooms, you know, or whatever.
Yeah, and obviously there's like no cell phone. There's no cell phone policy. Like you don't have to worry about people trying to take photographs or anything like that.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Is definitely the phones can't be on or anything here. Right. When I started, guys were getting a little pushy. Single guys, and our security, no means no, and that's it. Right. And we even walk couples and single girls to their car. It's 3:00 in the morning. Right. So. And we always have an A from the health department. So we have our jacuzzi and steam room, and all the bathrooms are always kept clean. And and no one gets sick here or anything. We've never had a problem in 22 years. We've never had a problem with anything with the health department.
Right. You know? Oh, I love that jacuzzi.
We actually have a higher standard. Sometimes people talk about, you know, we know what type of places it is, a social club. We know what goes on. Well, what goes on in a hotel? Same thing. Right. Except they don't have the same regulations we do. Right. All of our surfaces can be easily cleaned. Mm-hmm. They don't even have to change.
Hard and smooth. They want them hard and smooth.
They don't even have to change their comforters at a hotel that you stay in. Right. Yeah. So we're actually clean. We have ample staff. We have watchdogs as soon as when they're playing.
Yeah.
We have somebody waiting, and the second they're done,
yeah.
we have somebody there. That is the two biggest things for me as a GM is cleanliness and anonymity.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Like you just, I do not like. I want you to have your privacy,
Right.
and it better be clean,
Right.
and it is, and we live by that standard. So,
And what's nice is we've got at least 2 or 3 just couples areas.
Right.
Where if the couples just want to be left alone, there's a security guy there.
Yeah.
They can just go in their own couples area. No
Yeah.
single guys allowed or anything.
Right.
So we try to balance the whole thing for everybody.
Yeah.
You know?
And a lot of people that I talk to outside of the club that ask me about it, and
Yeah.
and the first thing they always ask me, like, do I have to get naked?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like, no, but
No, you can just come in, wear your clothes, and be a voyeur.
Yeah,
I mean, some people just like to go home afterwards and do their thing.
Yeah,
you know, like
fun.
today's Valentine's Day, right? And we'll be packed tonight, and people, a lot of not sure couples will come in. They'll get all excited here, but then they might go home and do their thing.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
And that's a success too.
Yeah, it is, because
Yeah.
they don't feel like going home and watching porn, so they
Right.
come here and watch people from the neighborhood or people from around the world,
Right.
and possibly make friends with them. So
Yeah.
it's a good balance. Yeah.
and our staff is very trained
Yeah.
to see problems if they arise, which is very rare.
Uh-huh.
We don't have many problems here, but we keep an eye on things. We make sure everybody's comfortable, especially the women. I've never had somebody feel and tell me they felt unsafe.
Right.
I get emails. I get 10 emails a day. 9 of them are telling us how wonderful the time they had, and then one might say, "You could add this," and we take it into consideration. I welcome the emails.
Yeah.
I want the feedback. I'd love to have something just catered to you. It really does. Your emails are not just thrown away.
Right.
I answer every single email, and I'll tell you, look, this can be accomplished. This may not be able to be accomplished, but for the most part, we make this a wonderland for adults.
Right.
So I've been here 10 years, and it's
Pretty good ride.
It is a good ride. It's a roller coaster.
I know, it's been a great ride.
You never know what's going to come through the door.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're like, wow. I mean, people have this misconception sometimes about the way people look, or the people that, listen, if you're going to get nude in front of people, then you got to have a little bit of self-confidence.
Yeah.
And if you have self-confidence, it probably means you're at least moderately attractive. And so I think a lot of the biggest surprises that people have is how good looking the couples are. You as a customer, I'm sure when you first started coming in, we're like, wow, there is some gorgeous women.
Yeah.
So
it's not just that. I mean, I agree with you 100%, but there's couples that, like, you could tell they've been married for years.
Oh yeah.
And then, like, but the way they are together, they act like they're teens.
Listen,
Yeah.
I've seen them walk them out to the car, open the door.
Yeah.
I don't do that after the second date.
Yeah.
Like, but they open the door, they kiss each other.
Yeah.
It's every relationship. The biggest problem usually is honesty.
Right.
And they get that right out of the way.
Yeah.
And once they get that out of the way, how can they go wrong?
Right.
You know what I'll give you, Dan, is a little history of why the Green Door is so unique. When I started out, a lot of swingers were coming in, because basically I was trying to promote a swing club. And over the years, I found that the lifestyle and the swingers and everything, if you go to Miami Velvet in Florida and places like that, they really cater just to the swingers community and lifestyle.
Right.
And I started thinking about that a couple years into the business, about 20 years ago. I'm thinking, I got to balance this for everybody. Right. And that's when I started really encouraging singles come in, single girls, single guys. Just everybody should enjoy themselves.
Right.
There's no restrictions, you know, but at least 50% of the clientele right now are swingers are part of that community.
Right.
But the other side is a lot of single people who just want to meet a single girl, meet a single guy, or sometimes two girls get together, whatever else,
right.
And they feel more comfortable here. They don't feel intimidated that they need to be part of a lifestyle.
Right.
This is a community of. I was raised in the 60s. I was 16 years old in 1965. So free love and hippies and everything. I ended up getting married at 18, so I'm still married.
Yeah.
And the feeling of a place to go where you feel that this is your private club, but you don't have to be in a certain category.
Right.
It's just the door's open.
Right. You're not frowned upon in what you do.
Right. Right.
The lifestyle community, it's what we're here. We're supposed to. Why are you dressed? It's not like that here.
Right.
If you want to come in and just check it out, be
single,
comfortable.
Any single people.
You can find me. I'll talk to you
right.
and tell you all about it.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll make it super comfortable.
Yeah.
There's no pressure. I've been to events with lifestyles and they're like, well, if you're not playing, you're not part of our group.
Right.
It's not like that.
And it became difficult. Yeah.
Yeah,
and I'm so glad I kind of opened that.
Right.
That idea I had to make it more unique to the common person.
Right.
In other words, you don't have to be in an organization or a group. This is everybody. This is everybody's club.
Yeah.
But of course, since there's open sex and nudity and partners exchange their partners and stuff, we're full of the swinging lifestyle.
Right.
It's just that I'm telling the other single people or other couples that don't want to be a part of that group might want to come in once a month and just try to meet a couple and expand their sexual fantasies.
Right.
So I just want to make sure, that
I tell people, don't be afraid to come in, speak to me or Frank, and you may have a fantasy that is specific and you want it done a certain way. Talk to me.
Right.
You might want something where it's in a certain room and
certain fantasy. Sure.
Yeah, we want to accommodate
we got a lot of
every
themes.
fantasy you have.
We got a lot of theme rooms. We got like 30 to 35, 40 rooms here, and they're all different themes.
Yeah.
Doctors' rooms and fetish rooms and couples areas, jacuzzi area,
dungeons.
Yeah,
we have two. We have a mini dungeon, a big dungeon. We have like 3 doctor rooms.
The massage room, I love the massage room.
Yeah.
As a single guy, when I came in brand new, I didn't know what I wanted. Really,
you were exploring.
I was exploring.
You're probably voyeuring too.
A lot of voyeuring. Because the first 2 times I've been here, ever, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Because I was 1, too nervous, and then 2, I didn't know how to approach people. It's totally different as a single guy to approach people compared to if I was approached a person at a regular nightclub or bar. And there's no alcohol, so you can't. There's no
There's no privileged licenses here, so there ain't no alcohol, of course. And,
so it's a straight. You are alert. You're aware of what you're doing, but now you have to build that confidence.
The euphoric area here isn't drugs. It isn't alcohol. It's sex. People get high on the sexual atmosphere and being a part of the sexual community.
Yeah.
So that's the high here.
Right. so what I did was all the things that I was voyeuring and observing, I was making like a mental checklist of all the things that I could possibly do.
Sure.
And like and the different rooms that I could do it at.
Yeah.
And with the levels, like I took steps. I said, what's the most extreme I put up top, and what's like the bare minimum, right? You know, or something. And then, but there's also what I like about all the theme rooms, like you mentioned 30, a lot of them are different shades of colors. Like the lighting is very important to me. Well, I keep a lookout.
I agree with you totally.
Yeah, so like when I was at my most shy, in the beginning, I was going to the most darkest room.
You know, the black lit rooms.
Right, and then now I'm all over the place. So
and I purposely designed it that way.
Oh wow.
So if there are baby steps, there's certain rooms for people who are just testing the territory.
Right.
Certain rooms just for couples who don't want to be left alone.
Right.
There's a lot of voyeurism here, so there's one-way windows in certain places.
Windows,
there's screens.
Right.
People do like to be observed, or
right.
The exhibitionists. Everybody has their own little place, so I try to design it so there's a little bit for everybody.
Even the most private rooms that you guys got here, like that has that one-way see-through thing.
Windows.
Window, yeah, like. Because everyone's pretty respectful. Like I played inside there, and you cannot hear anything out there.
That's pretty cool because it won't be disturbing then.
Right, but the most threatening part is when you open the door when you're done, and you see like 20 people out there, and you know it's because they wanted to see what was going on, and they got turned on by it, and that's the part that like gets me high. You know, as people watching me.
Yeah, a year ago we just broke the record for the largest.
We did the Guinness Book of Records for the most couples having sex in one building. And it was supposed to be like 1,000 couples came here, and we were the only facility allowed to do it in Vegas.
That's another thing that that people don't understand, is that we are the only ones that have license to actually do this. So, you know, you have these fly-by-night places that you have to give
like there's parties in hotels, there's party at houses, there's parties, but those aren't legal businesses.
Right.
And actually a lot of them are illegal.
Did you hear,
so,
did you hear about the dominatrix thing that happened a couple weeks ago? They were supposed to have it at a hotel, and they got shut down because a hotel guest was complaining. And they had to shut it down.
Yeah, some of those places you got to have permits. Right. Some of those places they got to be in certain areas of the building where the kids can't go into.
So a lot of them showed up here. And,
so they come over. Yeah,
and they did a demonstration in the bedroom here, and people that have no, they're not in the dominatrix community. They were watching. They were just sitting there enjoying it. Like they were just with the whole mentioning with the trying to go for the record, like there's other awards here though, right?
Yeah, I've got awarded, from the second, third year. I've got probably half a dozen to a dozen different types of awards. For the uniqueness of this business I've got.
Best place to meet.
I like the one.
Best place to meet was one.
The best place that people watch.
People watch.
People watch have sex. That's a good one.
For some reason, I got something from the cab drivers. So it's in all different categories, and really well appreciated that we were rated with positive. It was tough when we opened. The community didn't understand, and my lawyers had to figure out, what's the deal here? This isn't a brothel. This isn't prostitution. And it came down to where the one judge says that if you close down Joey at the Green Door, you're going to have to close every hotel down. And they go, why? He says, well, because when people meet at a bar and they're just having a Coca-Cola, a guy meets a girl, and he takes her up to the room in that building and they have consensual sex. That's the same thing that I'm doing, is people come in here, they pay a membership fee like a health club. They could go have a Coca-Cola, and then there's any atmosphere they want as long as it's consensual. There is no transfer of money once you pass that doorway.
Right.
Because you're just becoming a member for 1 week, 1 day, 3 weeks, a month, 3 months, a year. You can be a member.
Yeah.
You know, so you're a member. Yeah. Right? So.
And you guys have, well, obviously like towels available and
we've got
a lot of things available for the guests.
We've got lockers available. We've got locks available. We've got towels. We've got robes. We have stuff you can purchase, clothing. We've got these cups.
Oh yeah, I use these all the time.
Yeah, we got the cups, and we have our own drinks.
Tons of condoms.
Tons of condoms, of course. Never had problems with any STDs ever. So we're a clean club.
Right.
You know.
Well, I always tell people too, and especially like the younger generation that are kind of getting into it a lot more. And I tell them, I say, you know, I feel more safe here having consensual sex with people because a lot of these people they want to do this long term, right? Yeah. So obviously they're going to be as safe as possible.
Yeah, this is Middle America. This is an extreme group where the sexual atmosphere isn't comfortable.
Right.
You know, I had like 6 different clubs at one time, and you can go into the fetish community, and sometimes they go a little extreme. And then I had a gay club, and they kind of go a little extreme, and I'm happy that they all enjoy their situation. It's just that I'm such a clean freak that I don't want when I had the fetish, they were bloodletting, they were doing choking. None of that's going to be happening here.
Right.
And with the gay community, it was a great club and everything, but then I caught some of the guys doing, just like I catch people here, you know, misbehaving in the jacuzzi or whatever, and before I know it, I got to clean the jacuzzi. So,
right.
You know, every group has their extremes.
Right.
But this is Middle America, and the most extreme thing here, you're going to hear a girl screaming that she loves what's happening to her.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely seen and heard a lot of that going on in here.
Yeah, but cleanliness is a big deal here.
Yeah, especially
I've had all the clubs and all the different communities. I loved them all. It's just that it was a little difficult for some of the communities for me to control the extremes they wanted to be a part of, and I said I can't do that. I says you can. So I actually sold most of the clubs. So
these other clubs can't even have employees. Like we have employees that's their job.
Right.
These other ones have volunteers.
Right.
That really they're just volunteering so they can get a piece of the action.
Right.
But it's not their job to do.
Yeah, staff isn't allowed.
Yeah, it takes us 2 or 3 weeks to train somebody exactly your job, how to do it. Just it's each position we have here is well trained and it's like not like that anywhere else.
Right.
Yeah.
The other ones are just
staff here doesn't have.
They just grab somebody and they're like,
right.
Hey, you want to work tonight? I'll let you in for free.
Right. Yeah.
That man has no idea what he's doing.
Right.
Like he can't tell the signs of somebody that might be in distress or somebody that's not enjoying their time. I step in and I ask like, hey, you guys doing okay? And if something's amiss, then we address it.
Right.
It doesn't happen often.
Right.
But being here for 10 years and not volunteering just a day or 2 a week teaches us all where we're on it, like a lot more than these people that are, they're amateurs, basically.
Yeah.
So we're pros at this.
Like I said, a lot of them are volunteers.
Yeah. They're all volunteers.
A lot of them want to be
they
volunteers.
Can't have.
A lot of them want to be volunteers because then they get in free as a member and stuff. But we don't do that. Plus, our staff isn't allowed to have sex here because it creates a lot of problems for me.
Well, one thing I really like is that you're branching out and we're creating this podcast, and the whole purpose of this is to enlighten people. And,
of course.
And explain to people what
little education
of what we're all about. And
I've always tried to do that.
Yeah.
Anytime I've been on TV or I've been on a lot of different things, and it's more of educating people.
Yeah.
Making them understand this is just another friendly club. You
Yeah.
can join.
And I'm so happy that we have you as our first guest because like it's gonna set the bar and set the tone of what we're doing and what we're trying to promote and we're Las Vegas. Yes. This is Las Vegas. We're supposed to be this community of freeness.
Extroverted type.
Right.
Open.
Where people can just like do their thing and be free.
And we don't call these podcasts that you'll see. You know, we're going to be putting a podcast out probably every other week on Thursday. Will be a new podcast. These are true people. In fact, we have inside this room, we have actual customers that are on the walls.
Uh-huh.
So the people that you'll see going forward, Joey and I aren't going to do a performance, but the people that you see performing and doing things, these are real people.
Right.
These aren't, they're not paid. It's actually illegal for us to pay them.
Right.
So, so what you see is what you get when you're here. Right. So it's all the time.
Right. So the podcast is definitely going to be information that this is a facility that you might bump into someone you know, or this isn't like watching a porn film where you'll never meet those porn stars.
Right.
And if you see any sexual activity on the podcast or anything that come up, you might bump into these people because these are just regular people that love our club. Or if it's a porn star we're interviewing, you might even meet them here.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, definitely. Well, I want to thank you for being our first guest, and like I hope like in the future.
I'm excited. I'm so happy. I'm so happy you're hosting.
Oh, thank you.
So happy I got my manager here, and all the group out there making this podcast great. Frankie and Ryan and the whole group.
Yeah, this is gonna be great.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much.
Sounds good. Thank you, Daniel.
All right.
All right, it's a pleasure to have you guys. We've known each other for quite a while, and like many years now, and I might say like I always like looked up to you guys because I was kind of newer when you guys first arrived, or when I first arrived, and I'm a very observant person, so like I always like look around to see who are the most experienced ones, and I just kind of go off of their lead. And not only that, you guys let me like kind of shadow you guys a little bit, but we also have had a lot of fun together.
Oh yeah.
And but tell me, like, when you guys come here, like, what do you guys expect out of the night?
We've had the best experiences coming in with zero expectations. You let the night decide what's going to happen. The crowds are different all the time.
Depends on the crowd, for sure.
Sometimes we'll come in with something we want to do. Okay, maybe she's really wanting to be tied up and blindfolded and see what happens, and that'll be the idea coming in. And we'll get here, and the vibe will just be, you know what, we want to do something different than that. And things that we've come in expecting to do, we just end up not doing, and we end up doing something totally different, but it's just the right thing for that night. And you go home, you go, man, I'm glad we changed up the plan.
Exactly.
Because it worked so much better. So it's best to come in with just the expectation of you're going to have a good time. What that's going to entail, that's going to change up all the time. So
Yes.
I know after a while, like I started noticing different things that you guys brought to the table, and one of the things like I remember specifically was the electric rod, the thing that you guys brought in.
Violet wand.
Oh my God. I mean, tell me a little bit about that experience.
So I actually got introduced to the Violet wand. It's perfect because it's avian weekend. It was our first avian weekend down here. We're going through the toy booths, and beautiful dominatrix invited me over to her booth, was showing it off, and as soon as I got hit with that shock, I was like, I need one of those. We've brought it in many times. It definitely gets the attention of everybody. It's something not a lot of people have experienced or seen.
Or can handle.
This one here is really good at handling it. This one, she doesn't like it so much. But boy, do you like watching her take it.
Relationship with it, to be honest.
Oh, what kind of sensation do you like feel off of it? Like, is it like?
It definitely puts me in a headspace. It hurts like a bitch, but I don't know. I have like a pain tolerance from the devil or something. I don't know. I was gifted, but yeah.
Like I said, 98% sure I can't get you to use your safe word, and 99% sure even if I got you to that point, you wouldn't use it. So somebody's a stubborn little brat.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a mental challenge for yourself, and
yes, I am a brat.
have we got to? I don't think you've even said yellow yet. Definitely not red.
I blacked out though.
You did black out tonight. That was an experience. We were shocking you on
but
the
that
clit.
doesn't count as a safe word.
No, that wasn't a safe. You didn't use the safe word. You said I'm blacking out, and then you were gone.
Mm-hmm.
Did you come first before you blacked out, or you just blacked out?
So close.
Really?
But my legs buckled. I honestly have no idea what happened, but it was just so intense that my body just like.
Luckily, we had her lashed to the cross, so she wasn't going to go down. She had her wrists. We got her ankles taken off first because I started to go for the wrist. I was like, if we do this, she's going to go ass over tea kettle, just land face first.
Yeah, that would have been weird.
Yeah, no. So we.
Yeah, I am glad that you didn't do that.
When you guys put on a show for like other people, like especially inside the green door, like what kind of reactions do you see from them?
It differs, with Wilma. It's a whole lot more audience participation. She loves, one of her favorite things is to she'll be down on her knees. You want to describe it?
You go ahead.
We're gonna play shy now. Okay, well she loves to be down on her knees, blowing me, and she'll stick that ass up in the air, and if a guy is brave enough to approach, he'll always ask permission first. That's consent is 100%.
Yeah.
But she'll get into that rhythm, and 5, 6, 7 guys later, then she'll take a smoke break, and that's like I said, with her it's a whole lot more audience participation. With Veronica. I'm thinking Betty and Veronica.
Okay.
I went from Flintstones to Archie. But with Betty, tonight we're trying to get some audience participation because she likes to be what's the phrase you like to use?
Poured out.
You like to be whored out.
Mm.
But every time I'd offer the paddle or the whip to anybody else, they would step back. No, you do it. We were talking about her pain tolerance, and she will take a licking and keep on ticking.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Beating. I mean, you can see some of the welts all over. Well, I guess not in the low light, but she took a beating tonight, and I think everybody was a little bit afraid to add to that.
Yeah, I think they don't know how to feel. They look at me, and I'm like in La La Land.
It's almost like a train wreck. You want to look away out of fear, but you can't because you're so interested in what's going on. And it's always we like to end, as a dom, aftercare is so important, so very important. So as brutal as I can be with her, and I'm a bit of a sadist. I'll put her through her paces. But we always like to end a session. I'll pull her in close for a real tender kiss, stroke her hair, show that look, everything that was going on hard. It's time to be soft. It's time to come down out of your headspace. And
It's one of my favorite parts.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's funny to watch the people around you because they've just watched me beat the living hell out of her.
Right.
And now all of a sudden here I am being tender and delicate.
And I'm all in for it too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, there's a level of trust, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's that's something that I know I've seen, especially after like the 50 Shades movies came out and stuff. All of a sudden everybody wants to think, oh, I'm a dom because I have a pair of handcuffs.
And a tie.
And a tie, yeah. It's the mentality, and it's a very give and take relationship. And we see, at least I've seen too many people. I'm a dom. I'm a bull because I can talk down to a girl. I've said some absolutely fucked up evil shit to
Sick
Betty.
thing is, I love it.
I mean, I think I told you tonight. I choose when you breathe. I choose how long you breathe.
It just keeps getting me wetter and wetter every
But
time.
at the same time, I know that it's my responsibility when it's time for the session to be over. I need to bring her down. I can't leave her up in that headspace. You see too many guys who they can talk the talk, but they don't know how to bring yourself back down, make her feel safe. And
Right.
so important.
Yeah.
Is that like probably the main advice that you want to give to someone that like wants to try it for the first time?
Yeah.
Go ahead and speak as the sub. Because I know you've had some bad dom experiences.
Yeah. Some people really like you said, they like to talk, but they don't. They have nothing to show for it.
Right.
Absolutely nothing. They think just whipping and just choking. And it's just like a starter kit. Like I'm like, no, this is nothing compared to what I need. And so I come here often, and I there's nothing compared to him. I come here looking for something close, but I never find anything close. I'm pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
And people think they're tough.
Right.
But I'm like, you're like a feather, and I don't like feathers.
Oh my gosh.
Connection, because I'm definitely willing to go as hard as you want to go, but I'm not gonna push you past your boundaries. I don't think I could.
I don't think you're gonna.
Again, it's a caring thing. I do it for you because you get off on it, because you get fucking soaking wet.
Yeah.
You
There's
come
no
like
question.
a fucking firecracker.
Yeah.
And you see some of these guys who, okay, they're gonna tap you. They're gonna, oh, I hit you so hard, and you look at them like, the fuck was that, pussy?
Right.
Right.
I'm not. From our very first night that we met, we were able to, okay, I can tell she is ready to take this fucking beating, and I'm willing to give it. And that was actually the night I collared you.
Yeah.
We ended our first session, and I had a collar. I said, get on your fucking knees. I said, you're gonna fucking submit to me, or you're not gonna have another session like that ever again.
Oh, I submitted, all right.
Yeah. And I remember, like, I've seen you around before. We never played, but, like, I've always observed you because I like to see, and you make a good point because, like, I've seen you call people out, like that's all you got. And I just kind of, yeah, oh, yeah. And like, I see Frankie, I'm like, oh, man, she means business. So, like, and that's why, like, it's not, for me, it's like obviously, like I'm not a dom like yourself, but like something I respect, and that's like another good thing that I like about you guys because so like I don't know, I mean, like I know who's meant for each other, and I could see the bond that you guys have, and like that's awesome,
And
it's
we were talking downstairs before we came up, we fulfill different pieces,
right.
I've been married to Wilma here for almost 11 years now. I know what she's into. I know what gets her going, and happy to provide that. There are things that I do with Betty that Wilma wouldn't want no part of, but she really loves to watch, don't you?
I do.
It gets her fucking wet. So it's nice to be able to. It brings more to our relationship. The three of us, we fulfill a whole lot. Wilma's got her side relationship back home. We're poly, and it's nice to be able to, like, I love nothing more than watching her get off, watching her just, I call it dick drunk. Betty here avoids, what do you call them, the $5 footlongs?
Yeah.
Not a size queen.
I
Wilma,
like thickness and average.
Wilma has not yet found one that has been too big. Yeah.
Not yet.
You kind of like the challenge?
I do.
So, there's different strokes for different folks, and you fulfill most of those here at the Green Door, most any night.
Yeah. Where does most of the action that happens between you guys? Like, where do you guys like to play the most?
With Betty, it's the dungeons. Definitely the dungeons.
I hang out
likes
there
the
all the
bondage
time.
equipment. With Wilma, the shadow box room is definitely her favorite. She
Right.
loves to get in there in the darkness. And I think you get off on not really seeing who's playing with you. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the low light situation. Lots of people can fit in there to watch.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever.
And what?
The opposite.
And I know that, I mean, with experience, I know like when you're pleasing Fred and you stick your ass up, and I like to watch that too, and and you see things happening and stuff. But like, but how did you know that? How did it lead up to that? Like when you say this is wow, this is what I like, you know?
How did I find that out?
Yeah.
I think it just happened one night, and I thought, this is pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember?
You know, I'm trying to. I think that really you just were in that kind of mood that you got that twinkle in your eye of I'm gonna do something wild and wicked tonight, and you know, being the redhead that you are, who knows what that's gonna be? And you, if I remember right, the first time we were in there, you were going down on me, and there was a bunch of guys, you know, standing around watching you, and you know, being respectful, not touching or anything. And you like that. You love the attention. I think you saw a couple of hard cocks out of the corner of your eye, and you just sort of said, you know what, would somebody fuck me already? And I sat there and said, give the lady what she wants.
Right.
So,
What's cool too about the shadow box, like right above the couches, there's some mirrors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like so you always see like some reflections and like people jerking off and like other couples sitting there and they're getting turned on too. And then like it's a pretty exciting room because it is the darkest room in this whole place. And like when it seems like when action goes down in there, it's like everyone gets turned on.
oh yeah,
You know what I
feel
mean?
The electricity in the room.
Yeah.
From the violet wand.
Yeah.
We've used it in there a few times too.
Yes, we have.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We use it everywhere.
Yeah, we do.
Before like we like and but like is there any other advices that you want to give to like new swingers, like even it doesn't have to be dams or anything like that, but just someone like a first timer that like wants to step into it and observe and then all that stuff? Is there any like cool advices that you want to give them?
Go ahead and go first.
I know when we started, I was all worried about it, you know, thinking, well, you know, I don't have a perfect body, and you know, what are people going to think, and you know, whatever. But I would say just stay open and be nice to people, and you know, most people are nice and polite.
Oh yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say green door
Do
specific.
not touch without asking.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You will get called out
Oh yeah.
by me.
Oh for sure.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
For sure.
And you know, the crew here is so fantastic about watching out for everybody too. That's
Oh yeah.
That's one thing that we've always, you know, we've been coming here. We actually came, our first visit here to the club was the night after we got married here in Vegas. And we didn't play with other people that night. We stuck with each other. But that's the thing that's always made this the place that we feel the most comfortable is the staff here is always top notch, taking care of you, watching out for you. Frankie runs a tight ship, takes care of business. That's my boy there. But no, as far as first timers coming out to the green door, come with an open mind. Come with an open mind. I've heard a lot of reviews. People talk about, oh, you know, it seems to be in a seedier part of town. You're not going to put this in the middle of.
Yeah, you're not going to somewhere with this.
Right.
The kind no, and don't come in thinking you know what's going to happen. You know, come in with an open mind, ready to experience what the club really is, and you'll go out with a good experience.
Yeah.
Anything either you want to add on there?
Oh yeah. I mean, being a woman, you know, I come here by myself a lot, and you know, there's a huge mix of people who don't mind their manners and people who do, people who expect too much, you know, who are cocky, a little too cocky for me, you know, or pushy. Don't be pushy. Don't be lurking in the corner. Don't be creepy.
Don't
you
be
know?
the creepy guy.
Yeah, because you know, from my experience, it's not sexy. It's not attractive. I will avoid you, and if you try to touch me, you'll not be happy. But you know, on the other hand, you know, there are gentlemen who actually, you know, mind their manners and just strike up a good conversation first and shake my hand, and if I don't shake your hand, that means it's not gonna happen.
I've seen that a few times.
Yeah.
I'll reach out and you just sort of give them the look of I'm not gonna touch you.
You know, especially when they're older than. Yeah, I don't do old men.
Well, that's you have to be respectful. Everybody just their kink, their fetish, their desire. We were talking about that before we came on the air with you. You know, certain people will ask you, hey, you know, are you into this? Well, no, I'm not. And if you respect others, others are going to respect you. You know, there's things that we've seen go down here that not my cup of tea, but pretty interesting to watch sometimes.
Yeah.
And some things that I'm like, I don't even want to watch that. I'm going to wander on down because there's another show going on over here. So, you know.
Yeah.
But if you're respectful of others, others are always going to be respectful of you. That's not really been a... And again, I'll go back to the staff because I love the staff here so much. They don't put up with people acting up. You know,
right.
You're being the jackass. You're going to be shown the door, and that's the door out of the door.
Right.
Yeah, I'm pretty good about.
Yeah, that's my one advice because I come in as a single man a lot. So like, that's one advice I do give a lot of guys, especially is that like absorb everything first. You know, like you gotta respect people's fantasies, even if it's not your own. You just enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like they're here to please each other, but you know they're also out in the open. So, and that's why I like about this place too, because like it's a place where you could build confidence, all right? And it's a place where there's no judgments or anything like that, right? Like I connect with people on different levels in here, and so again, I treat you guys like we're so super close, you know what I mean? So like we don't see each other too often, but whenever you're in town, it's like boom.
There's my guy.
There's my guy. Yeah, exactly. So we know what the things that we have in common. So we could talk a lot of stuff. So like
we've had great conversations. You know, everybody. Oh, it's a sex club. We've had conversations that have nothing. The same conversation you're gonna have in the bar downtown.
Exactly.
You know, there just happen to be people naked walking around. Cool.
Yeah. That's even that's the icing on the cake. You know.
I get out of my car in a plaid skirt, no underwear.
Yeah, you do. That's how I don't remember people's like personal names too much. I just go by what I see a lot, and you're the schoolgirl. I always call you the schoolgirl, and
how many skirts do you have now?
Like 7.
You added one to the collection today.
Yeah, so I have 8 now.
8 now.
I will not stop until I have every color in the books. I love my schoolgirl outfits. I just need to get some new Mary Janes at one point, but yeah, it's my thing.
That's awesome. Well, I don't want to take too much of your time. I know that the night is still young, and I want you guys to have a lot of fun here, and especially during AVN week. So, but I want to thank you guys for jumping on our podcast, and you guys are always, obviously,
I'm gonna be back for more tomorrow. So.
Yeah, exactly. Like I definitely look forward to seeing you guys in action and see more of that wand stuff, and maybe just try to test it out on me and see if I'm gonna piss my pants or not. So,
I will say. The one place I don't like is my mouth area.
Yeah.
Really?
So what was your feelings?
Too many feelings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a pleasant feeling.
All right.
Well, thanks for having us on, man. It is definitely good fun.
All right. Yeah, definitely, man. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. See you next time. Thanks for watching the Green Door Podcast. For more content, click the links below and don't forget to like and subscribe and to follow our guest social media accounts.